movement in the Trey Lance saga after he did not win the QB2 job in San Francisco. The 49ers have now found a trade partner, and our NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport has all of the details on Lance staying in the NFC and heading down to Dallas.
The 49ers and Kyle Shanahan have just made a terrible mistake. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Gabe from Sport Talk, and today we're going to be breaking down the Trey Lance to the Dallas Cowboys trade and why I think that the 49ers just made the worst mistake they've made in a long time. Alright, so as you guys know, in 2021, the 49ers traded a few first-round picks to move up to the third overall spot to select Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. Now, Trey Lance sat for 1 year behind Jimmy Garoppolo. He played a little bit here and there when Jimmy got hurt, and he played quite well, actually, for a project rookie. The next year, he won the starting job from Jimmy Garoppolo. He played a game in a monsoon against the Bears and didn't play that great, but, I mean, nobody played great in that game. Then he played another game against Seattle and got hurt. Obviously, there's certain reasons for why he got hurt. But, I mean, at the end of the day, he got hurt, and he was out for the season. So Jimmy Garoppolo steps in, wins some games, then he breaks his foot, and Mr. Irrelevant, the final pick in the draft, Brock Purdy, steps up and takes them all the way to the NFC Championship when he gets hurt and requires Tommy John surgery, and obviously the 49ers lose to the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Now, this offseason, there was a lot of questions and speculation about if Brock Purdy would play this year. I mean, obviously, players a lot of times aren't the same after they come back from Tommy John surgery. And suffice to say, there was a lot of questions. And I guess Kyle Shanahan had them answered in camp because he traded Trey Lance to the Dallas Cowboys for a fourth-round pick. My goodness, the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, they made a mistake here. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Trey Lance has played, I believe, only 4 or 5 starts, and he hasn't looked that bad in these starts. He's looked obviously a little rusty because most of the time he's coming off the bench. The only full start he had last year against the Bears was played in a monsoon, and to be honest, it's Kyle Shanahan's fault that Trey Lance got hurt. He ran him almost every play. It was almost like he said, hey, we got Jimmy G. I don't really like Trey, so we're going to run him and we're going to get him hurt so that Jimmy can play and he won't get in trouble, because obviously there's no way you can't start Trey Lance in that scenario, being the third overall pick and something you traded up so much for. And obviously we know that Kyle Shanahan loves Jimmy Garoppolo. And obviously he fell in love with Purdy because Purdy could run his offense and he ran it very well. I have nothing against Brock Purdy. I've supported him since the beginning. And I think he's a good player, but I also think he's an unproven player. And the last thing that the 49ers want right now is to have a Nick Foles situation like the Eagles had with Nick Foles and Carson Wentz, where Carson Wentz got hurt and Nick Foles took them, won them a Super Bowl. They tried to start him the next year and he was just bad. He was bad, okay? There's no way to sugarcoat that either. Foles is an off-the-bench quarterback. He's not a starter in the league anymore. But anyway, I just think that they should have kept Trey Lance around, at least for a few weeks, to see, I mean, if Purdy is still what he was last year. Because obviously teams also, they have a lot of tape on Purdy now. They didn't have that last year. And maybe Purdy was doing some things that some defenses had never seen before. And now that they have seen it, I mean, you never know. He could get shut down this year. So that's why I think it was a mistake to trade Lance, especially this early. But also, you traded 3 first-round picks for this guy. I mean, you got to give him some time. I mean, don't be the Jets who trade Sam Darnold after 3 years and go and take an even worse quarterback. I mean, obviously, Kyle Shanahan, genius. I think this was a misstep, though. I've said it before. I'll probably continue to say it unless Brock Purdy proves me wrong this year. And honestly, for Trey Lance, as he goes to Dallas, I hope for the best for him. And I personally think it'll be 3 weeks before he's the starter. Dak Prescott is absolutely terrible. So unless Dak has an epiphany and just wakes up I don't see a scenario where Lance isn't the starter by the end of the year. But I mean, hey, I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. I mean, you've seen my video about Aaron Rodgers getting traded to the Broncos last year. Obviously, I was wrong about that. So, I also thought the Broncos were going to be good last year, and I do think they're going to be good this year. I'll show you guys that in my record prediction coming soon. But, I mean, what can I say? The 49ers, and until Brock Purdy proves me wrong, I'm going to believe that Kyle Shanahan made a huge mistake. So, I hope they prove me wrong, and I hope Trey Lance has a great year in Dallas. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Sport Talk. Thank you.